Enthusiasm with multi-tonal voice.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Ready. Elbows off the table.
Yeah.
no, you can go crazy. Go,
like?
go
That's rude. That's really rude.
Yeah.
Put your dick on the table if you like.
Nah,
Excuse me.
that's off to a flyer. So.
Excellent. Speaking of dick, congratulations with the all clear on the chlamydia test.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it was all good.
Excellent.
Came out smelling the roses. So
Smelling the roses.
Smelling a rose.
yeah, for want of a better term, I suppose. But
That's
no,
a good shampoo, though.
squeaky clean. So
No, yeah. Health
Yeah,
is
all
wealth.
Squeaky
so
clean.
squeaky. Yeah,
we're
health
all
as
very
well.
pleased for you.
Yeah.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Murray. I'm well, I suppose we'll get into why I'm here. It's a real long one.
Murray sounds like, I always think Murray's like 40-year-old Australian man.
Murray,
Yeah,
you're
there's
the
that.
first person to address the camera.
Am I?
Hi. Hi.
Is that the done
We
thing?
normally
You're
just
supposed to-
pretend it's...
Right.
Well, you can do
should.
whatever you
Oh,
like.
okay.
We normally just try
I'll
to
do a little
ignore it.
I'll check the shoulder.
Yeah, you can have a
No
little...
problem with me.
Yeah, there's that. I used to get the piss taken out of me quite badly for my name. Actually, I never used to like it because it's a
Make me
second.
feel bad, right?
Yeah, it's a second name for starters, but Dad's Scottish, so that's why it's that. But also, there's that scrub scene where JD's walking down the hall. He's got a clipboard. He's like, "I need Murray. I need Murray." He's like, "Murray," and they're like 60 old guys, like all like, "Yeah, what do you want? You know, what do you want?" Coming out of the hospital ward. So that was me growing
You've
up.
thought about that quite a lot.
yes.
I can tell.
Yeah, it's a chip on the shoulder.
Yeah, that's,
Me and the
that'd be
therapist
probably
will-
quite loud through the mic when you do that.
Apologies. Yeah,
It's
I'll-
fine, I was just... not
That's your
saying
first
you
warning, by the
realise.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad.
You don't even,
Yeah.
Three strikes and you get beaten
Okay.
viciously.
yeah, you don't even get 3 with Coke, you get 2.
Yeah.
That's one.
We're
Edan,
going to lose that fight as
Yeah,
well
we're
if we
finna
go
lose,
down.
yeah.
Edan's going to sit on your head.
We'll get battered.
You might enjoy it.
Rikishi style.
Sit on my face and tell me that you love me. Sorry, that's a Monty Python song.
Oh, right.
That was nice,
Yeah.
Special K. I enjoyed that, man.
Thank you. Aaron, would you like to
Yeah,
introduce
give him some
yourself?
Yeah,
Have
please
have
give
you
me some-
mentioned your brothers, by the way?
Yeah.
Good.
We are brothers.
No, we haven't, if you couldn't tell.
Brothers from the same mother.
Yeah.
We are
I mean,
very-
I've assumed.
Yeah, same
Okay,
mum,
yeah.
same dad.
Same mum, same dad.
Excellent.
As far as we know.
As far as you know.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
There's no way that I'm not from my dad.
No, that's absolutely right, yeah. You know, like mitosis? You know, like when a cell just
I
splits?
do, actually.
Yeah, you know.
Take me back to year 10 right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what happened. Like, he's, you know, I don't know where the other one is because it's not me. I'm not really like Dad. I'm more like Mum. But yeah, like the exact same
The exact same.
person.
Which I don't think is a bad thing.
No,
Right.
me neither.
This is it's strange. The four people format. It's
Yeah.
hard to know how to structure this. Who's
Right.
who's going to go first?
I'm going to go first, and I'm just going to explain why I'm here.
See the more alpha male out of the two.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Who's older, by the way? Who do you think's older?
I think Aaron's older.
I feel like Kirk knows the answer.
Yeah, I do know. Yeah.
Yeah, but obviously to the viewers at home, I look older.
Do you?
I,
thought you
I
were
actually,
older.
I had a shave. Actually, I looked like Edan minutes before.
No, you didn't. That
5
beard's-
minutes
that
ago.
beard's way nice.
No, honestly, I did.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. You just sent me. Anyway, so
Are we not going to know until at the end? I think we should reveal at the end. who's
I'll have
older.
5 o'clock shadow by the end of the
Okay.
the end of the video. Right, so Aaron, I'm gonna take the cocktails here. Aaron met Jared in America, right?
Ah.
Because I've got no mandate to be here, and it gets even weirder when you hear about Greg, which I hope we can come on to. So Aaron met Jared in America. You know, I'd heard about this guy. You know, 6'6", you know, whatever, face like Heather Trott. You know, this kind of stuff. Kind of funny looking guy.
For people that don't know who Jared is, can you just introduce Jared?
Well, he's been on a previous episode for the viewers who.
He has indeed.
He has, yes.
Yeah,
That's-
Tales of a Public Nuisance.
Right.
Yeah, that's the one. Well remembered.
Wow. That's nice. That's archives.
Yeah.
Blow off the dust.
It's all up here.
Yeah.
If anyone's trying to follow it, they're going to need a pen and paper or like to pause and rewind. So, Jared's your now stepbrother,
Yes.
right? But I believe when the video was shot, he wasn't your stepbrother because the wedding came after.
No.
that, I think. Anyway,
Close friend.
close friends. So Aaron and Jared are best buds, right? And Jared came down to our house or up to our house in Norfolk a few times, and me and him sort of naturally built this rapport, came mates by proxy. So then I started coming up to Charville's when Aaron did for the weekend, but football, this and that, bumping uglies, you know.
This is Charville's.
This is Charville's where we are now. And then, you know, I met Kirk just through like the odd sort of, hello, how
Swiping,
you doing?
yeah.
Yeah, swiping grinder, you know, how
Yeah.
it is, the radius. And
Mutual
then,
massage.
And then where I really go beyond the pale is in America. I somehow, so if you think it's my brother's best mate's stepbrother's brother,
Oh, let me get that.
I lived in his house for a week and he wasn't even there in Los Angeles.
All right.
Wrap your head around that one.
Who, Greg?
Greg, yeah.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, so
what
I,
a gentleman, Greg, if you're listening. Good boy.
So Greg had gone to his wedding with his now wife.
Mm-hmm.
So they came back from their wedding weekend to a house full of people.
Oh, come on, it was just me and one other. But the funny thing is, we had this situation where I'd only known, so I went travelling with a guy called Matt, a lad from Northern Ireland, a real nice guy, who I met out in America, and he hadn't met Greg or Andrea, and I hadn't met Andrea, and I'd only known Matt a couple of months, so it was just real weird, like we were all feeling each other out, it was kind of cagey, like the first 15 minutes of a derby football match, and that's not wasted on you two.
And
I
if
know
you
get
don't
that
know,
reference.
Greg
Derby
is Kirk's
County,
brother. He's actually been on the podcast before, the filmmaker.
Yeah. But that was about a month and a half ago. I was staying there, and then there was this really strange moment where I was sort of messaging Greg through Jared, and because Greg was obviously getting married, so it's like Greg sort of had enough faith in me to let me stay in his house with him not there with a stranger, but he didn't invite me to the wedding. So I thought next time, if he gets married again, which touch wood he doesn't, but if he does, I feel like I'll get the call up.
That's pretty interesting.
I think you'll be the first to
I mean,
know.
you could just hang out. I mean, that's pretty good as well.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But you're going big guns. You want?
I want to go.
Yeah, don't invite me unless there's a wedding.
So you're working at Disneyland, save up money.
No, Disney World.
Disney World.
Hold on.
Disneyland
Which,
is
Two.
which is better?
well,
the
I've
land?
only ever been to Disney World. Disney World's in Orlando, Florida,
Okay.
and Disneyland is in Anaheim, in California.
All right. So which one are you at?
Orlando.
Oh, right.
Disney World.
So I was there for 2 months. I went out there on like a university exchange program. I was a lifeguard, which was really, really good fun.
What, Disney World?
At Disney World, yeah, at Blizzard Beach, it was brilliant.
Oh, they have a beach there. I mean, shit, do I know?
No, Blizzard Beach is the name of the water park. So it's like a ski resort themed water park. I can't remember.
Oh.
Yeah, you'll have to go.
Invite me.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
don't
can you
know.
get
I
a
don't
discount?
actually have any. Yeah, I would. They
Staff
did.
discount?
No, not anymore, unfortunately.
Oh, dear.
You did have one though.
I did have one at the time. Yeah,
Oh.
I actually had free tickets that I couldn't even give away because the only people that I knew over there were people who were also working. So and they also had free tickets. So I actually had these hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of entry tickets. I couldn't even give away.
Can you sell? them?
Well, I now can't access them because I've been booted. So I've been exploded, yeah. So unfortunately, yeah, I can't access them now. But no, as I was saying, I was there for 2 months, and then I had 30 days on my visa to go travel. So me and that lad Matt, who I just mentioned, have gone. We went to Miami, and then over to the Wiki Wild Wild West, Los Angeles, then Vegas, and then up to New York, Philadelphia, Washington DC, and back home.
Sick
Back
trip.
home to sunny Norfolk. Of
Back
course,
to Norfolk.
yeah. Which of course you know all too well.
Yes. Yeah, we just found out my father has just moved literally down the road from you.
Northwold.
Yeah, small
Yeah.
world.
You know someone that lives on his road.
Yeah,
We
Nathan
do.
Roberts.
Nathan
if you're
Roberts.
watching,
If you're watching, Nate.
He's not watching.
I've always liked Nathan Roberts.
he'll be dialed in.
He'll be told it.
Yeah, he'll be
right
told
now.
it.
He knows it's going down.
Yeah. That's where we get our eggs from. Hence the elephant in the room. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to delve into this. Your fat to fit journey.
I like to call it from butter to better.
Excellent. Because I was quite taken aback. Well, Jared showed me some topless photos of you while you were away.
Well,
and
they weren't. Hold on, let me say, they weren't like exclusively just sent to Jared. They were
Yeah.
in public.
yeah, sure.
They were. Yeah, they were
private
accessible.
encrypted
Whatever,
photos.
whatever story you want to go with.
Yeah.
But your abdominals were some of the most exquisite I've seen. I was quite taken
Oh,
aback.
you haven't maintained that.
How did you?
Well,
I hear that how the gym slipped recently.
yeah. I mean, come on. I've only been back a month. But yeah, it's
Excuse me,
tough.
bro.
And like, I actually would have thought I'd have been getting like real bumper, and by bumper I mean like heavy duty in America with all the temptations of like the fast food and the sweets and stuff. But because I didn't really have any money, and any money that I did have, I wanted to spend on like experiences out there or traveling, I wasn't really eating much, and it was so hot, you didn't have much of an appetite. And then I come back and Mum's cooking straight away, like 3 big hearty meals a day.
Yeah, toting the whole on tap.
Yeah, I'm really filling up.
Yeah, that'll
Yeah,
Like
really
gravy,
filling
giving you
up.
good
Yeah.
stuff.
yeah, that'll fill up the tag.
Just fill up those veins. Clog them up.
So yeah, my first year at uni, I had a really bad ankle injury, which I kind of used as an excuse because I was already packing on a bit of the. Because you go to uni. Mum and Dad dropped me off. I didn't have any pots or pans, no knowledge on how to cook it. It would get to 8 p.m. and I just think, God, I'm really hungry. Then of course you just get a pizza or whatever you do in first year of uni, drinking so much like snake bite it was. Which I don't know if you've had, but it
Is
was
that the Strongbow?
Yeah, it was half lager, half cider, and blackcurrant.
That's it.
God, I was
Jesus.
drinking that.
Best hangovers ever.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just pounding that and eating absolute rubbish. Had a real bad, and then I was playing football 4 times a week for the uni team, which sort of kept me honest a little bit, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And then I had a real bad ankle injury, out for the rest of the season. That was probably January time. Then by the time I went home for summer in May or June, I was, quite literally the size of a house.
Yeah, that was the ripcord.
Yeah, but it carried on over that summer, and then I went back to uni my second year, and then I just started running like miles every day.
Sick.
Started eating right, and then
And did you go to uni in Norfolk?
no, I went to uni in Kiel, in Staffordshire.
My
Stoke-on-Trent,
geography is just shit.
like Paris, Milan, New York, Tokyo, Stoke-on-Trent.
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 Yeah, it's glorious.
I mean, it's one of the top
I had a
5.
good few years there. It was really, really nice. Met a lot of good people and loved it. Yeah, it was good.
That's sick,
Good.
dude.
That's nice.
All right,
But-
Aaron, you've got a lot to beat there, go on.
Yeah, where did he go to uni?
So, Aaron, what's it like living with OCD?
What's it like living with a very successfully, butter to better brother?
He's always
Those
been
are
better.
two
He's never
questions,
gone
one at
through
a
the
time.
fat phase. Like, he's
No,
always
I've never
been-
really had that. I've never had a fat phase.
No way.
But that's why I get it from my dad, because he just, and mum, they just run and do something every
Yeah.
day. And what's it like living with OCD? Not very nice. Not
Okay,
not
talk
very
us through
nice.
it. How do you manage that?
What is it that you're
How's it-
that you're compulsive about?
I just have to do things all the time. I can't ever really sit still. I've never been like tested or anything.
No.
But mum's nailed on that I've.
Oh,
But is
yeah,
that a negative? Because I feel like that's quite positive. Like if I had that mentality,
Like, for example, I won't get out of bed if it was 7:13. I wouldn't get out of bed.
No,
I'd
I actually
I'd wait
remember-
until it's 7:14, then I'd get out of bed.
I remember being late for school because when he first started driving, he went to sixth form, the same place that I went to secondary school, and I can't even mind what it would have been. We would
It would-
aim to leave at 7:30 probably.
No, I think it was we
it
leave
would-
about 8:15,
Was
but
it
it was
8:15?
8:14, and that added up to 13.
If the
so-
numbers on the clock add up,
so
to
I
8:14,
wouldn't.
we
I
would
wouldn't.
sit there,
We'd sit in the car.
engine off, staring at the clock, waiting for it to turn.
8:15, click. Now we can
So
go.
everything has
I
to
bet
be
you're never late, though.
structured.
I'm never late.
that's great. I tell you,
It was the number 13, and we went. Me, Aaron, and our dad. Well, his dad, maybe mine. Unconfirmed. I'm joking, obviously.
Susie Floozy.
No way. We went to a Barcelona game a few years ago, and we couldn't get seats together. So I was in the front row of not like pitch side. It was the front row of A tier. I can't remember which one. And then we had a seat in
Could've
row
fooled me.
13 and a seat in row, I don't know, I can't remember. And obviously I was at the front because I was the youngest. Aaron was going to be in the middle. Dad was at the back. Aaron took one look at his ticket and was like, "No, I'm not going there."
I'm not
He
sitting there.
took a worse view, moved about 30 rows back just because he wouldn't sit in row 13. But then messaged
wow.
all
I just
four. and-
refused to sit there.
Yeah.
Is that the odd number? Is that?
Yeah, there was that. It was just. It's not as bad now. It's
It's quite rational thinking.
it's-
It's not really irrational, is it?
It's better now, but it's not. I think I probably have a little bit of ADD going on as well. Like I have spouts of energy where I just feel like I can't control myself. I'm 27 years old and I can't stop. I don't really drink fizzy drinks.
Yeah.
Because I can't. Honestly feel like I can't control myself.
Well, I must. Yeah, because I think did I first meet you at Tomorrowland? I probably met you.
I mean,
previously
Tomorrowland was a
and that.
perfect example.
Yeah.
We'd wake up at 10 to 8,
Yeah.
and everyone else is like, "God, I feel shocking," and I'm 10 out of 10.
Red.
Yeah,
Where's to go?
we went to music
wakes up like the
festival
Undertaker.
Yeah.
together in
Bolt
Belgium.
upright, ready to pile drive someone.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury, yeah, ready to go.
And,
Pile drive.
Tombstone. That's
Tombstone
it.
pile drive, yeah.
Yeah, just constant energy. Like you're on drugs, but you weren't.
No.
And it was.
Natural high.
I mean,
Natural high, baby, I'm
it was
living it.
great.
Natural high,
and
yeah.
you got the regimented structure of who we were seeing, and it
Yeah, I printed it off. I
made
printed
it.
off
It was,
a
it
list.
was brilliant.
We should have arranged a call
All
sheet
the
when I was
energy.
coming today.
Call sheet.
Call sheet. Oh yeah. So a call sheet is like before you do any production, you get a call sheet. Has like the agenda, the location, the times.
Yeah,
the emails.
it's
that
like
would put his mind at rest.
Really regimented, yeah.
Very- yeah. So you know when you're turning up on set what's going on.
So you go to the gym.
I go to the gym
every
6
morning.
days a week in the morning.
Six.
What time do you go?
I go at between 6 until about 7:15.
Okay.
And I think if he didn't go to the gym, there would be serious problems.
Would it really stress you
he
out if you
expels a
couldn't
lot
go?
of that energy, yeah.
It's neat.
That's good
I-
though.
I
that you've
have
got
to-
lots of energy.
I have to do it. I
Yeah,
think-
but could it? You don't want it to make it seem like a curse. Like if you're like there's one day and you're like, I just feel.
Well, no, because he would normally be going on. This was filmed on a Saturday. He'd normally go on a Saturday morning.
I'd go Saturday morning and then do nothing on the Lord's Day.
Yes,
Of course.
Of
Quite.
course.
Yeah.
So
I'm not religious.
You can have a day off. I think.
Yeah.
You can have a day off.
You're not really that tempted by sort of crappy food or.
No, it does
whatever,
nothing for
are
me.
you?
And that comes from, because I only really eat rubbish on a Sunday, and that comes from when I was out, when I was out in America, Mum used to send me like care packages of like Jaffa cakes and Mao-Ams, and I thought if I go to town on these, they'll be done.
Yeah.
So I had,
You just made some black market like selling English goods.
yeah, I mean, I could have
Yeah.
made a lot of money. But then I thought, right, I will have chocolate on Sunday, the Lord's Day. And then I just took that here. So chocolate Sunday, which sounds a little bit erotic.
Yeah.
Sunday.
But it's really not.
Chocolate Sunday. They actually have chocolate Sundays at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles, where only black comedians perform.
Jokes.
Far be it from me to say if that's right or wrong, but that's the case.
Okay.
I have bad experiences from comedy clubs. Should we delve into that?
That sounds good.
Oh, wow.
I'll bring it. That's okay.
Yeah.
We,
Boy.
yeah, oh boy, strap in. So we got invited to our cousin's stag do up in Manchester.
Well, no, our cousin was marrying.
That's it. Our cousin was married,
Haley
and
marrying
the boy
a-
was kind of like, "I do you want to
Chelsea
come?"
fan.
Yeah, Chelsea fan. Works
Nice
for Chelsea
guy,
team.
and he loves
is-
rugby.
Yeah, loves rugby, which is
Yeah.
alien to us. Anyway, we go up there, bit reluctantly, but everyone's quite nice.
Yeah, it was good to be invited.
On the
'cause-
Saturday, we went and watched Sail Sharks, freezing cold, 2 hands of full of
no,
carling.
yeah, I thought it was Heineken, and just
Something,
like,
just-
and like, I was still a bit wet behind the ears. I was probably only like 18. It was a few years ago. It was January, like rain going sideways in Manchester, slapping you in the face, and
Yeah.
of course these guys were like, I think Heineken, shaking, freezing,
So
cold.
cold.
And then they come and bring another one. Oh, you double parched. I'm thinking, I don't want it. And then I remember at half time we went into the toilets and like rubbing our hands under the dryer and the hot tap to try and get some feeling
Rub your
back.
hands together.
Yeah.
But both of you like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, not-
just completely out of our comfort zone here at the moment because
Yeah.
we just.
So anyway, yeah. Then we went to.
Then we went back and we went out for food at the comedy club, and I just, for some reason, just started daring everyone to down pints,
Yeah.
including myself.
Yeah.
And then sat down at the comedy club and just threw up everywhere.
Yeah.
Got kicked out. Started crying,
Kicked out crying.
because someone blew smoke in my face,
I mean, it was to
like
be
a
fair,
cigarette.
Well, they had still. This was back, still when they were smoking. Like in,
No,
I went
no,
outside
No,
and
He, so actually, to be fair, he got away with it pretty well because our cousin's now husband was really like heckling, what do you call it? Heckling the comedian, like really
Yeah.
really bad.
solid person.
Yeah, and like really giving him some beans, like unloading on him. And
Giving him
Aaron
beans.
kind of just like sort of snuck out and did his business. But he was apparently, he says he was sick in the hallway, chucked out obviously. And then he's there. I'm looking for him. I'm thinking, oh, he's not come back. And he's there waiting for me outside. He's so smashed, right? I've never seen him. This is my big brother, I'm thinking like my hero. The first time I've seen him on his haunches, like he's conceded a 90th minute
Yeah, I'm
loser.
bent over
Devastated.
double.
Like, lost the World Cup final. So bad. I get him back to the hotel and he's just, oh my God, he's at 6s and 7s. He's coming out both ends. So bad. I don't know how. It was like a bush tucker trial in there. I don't know
Jeez.
how much I can say.
What? So he was shitting and puking at the same time.
Yeah, but so
Yeah.
the toilet,
was just on
it was like a wet room.
It
Wasn't
was
so you could kind of get away with
so
it.
I could
yeah.
hose some of it down.
Yeah, the more we showered it.
Some elephant.
Yeah, I could, yeah,
It
but
was so-
luckily for me, it was like a wet room, so I just set up
Excellent.
camp in there.
Yeah.
Well, ideal, yeah.
And then the next morning, I had like a kind of like a phone interview with the RAF because I didn't know I wanted to be a
She's
teacher.
Royal Air.
Yeah, I didn't know I wanted to be a teacher at that point. Well, I did, but I didn't know if I was going to get in, so I had to have a conversation with Lance Corporal Jones or someone.
Major Wood.
Major Wood. Not knowing that the state
literally,
I'd been in.
a few hours ago, he was there. Oh, it was awful. But yeah, it was. That
How
was
did
our
that
first
conversation
acting.
go down?
I think I held myself quite well.
Yeah, I think he actually would have got offered the position, but he spent. I think they had him down as a terrorist threat, which
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
always had in the back of my mind as well. By the way, no, because it was something about you spent too much time.
You had to have stayed in England. You can't have left England for more than 3 months
in the
in
last.
case you've been radicalised.
Yeah, and he was in America for.
For
What?
3.5
How
months.
How does that make any sense?
That was what it was.
If you go on holiday,
Well, no. If you're out of the country for a period of more than 3 months in the last 3 years or something, then
Then you have to have stayed.
you're
You then
subject
have to stay in the UK for 2 years.
And he went to uni in America
Jeez.
for
To
4
kind
years.
of
so that
cancel
was
out
him.
the fact that you might have gone away to somewhere and been radicalised.
Yeah, and then get
crazy.
in, and then.
And I was like, look at me, mate. I'm not gonna.
Well, you say that, but
Oh yeah.
he's kind of
This
crazy.
worm's turning.
So,
Sure, yeah.
Murray, talk us through your primary method for fund acquisition.
I beg your pardon. See, this is what gets my goat.
you
I've
guys
never-
have so many sayings. And
No,
little things.
yeah.
I can't- I'm like,
Leave.
takes
so
me like
many,
3
so many
seconds.
niche,
Yeah.
so
I've
many
ne-
in jokes.
I don't really remember ever telling Kirk this stuff, and I wonder who the rat is, Jared Brand, if you're listening, by the way, because I tell him something, and then next thing I know, Kirk's then taking the piss out of me for it.
Hold on, funds
Well, I like a
acquisition.
good
So this is
story.
something you've done to earn a few pennies.
Yeah, a few pennies, and I'm not proud of it, and I wouldn't recommend it, but
Working a
right, so-
respectful job, I can imagine.
yeah,
I mean, it's,
yeah,
it's
we-
helpful to us all.
We owe you
isn't
a
it?
thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
thank
welcome.
you for
I'll
your
get into it.
services.
Right, okay. So when I was at uni, didn't have much money. I didn't really like to ask mum and dad for too much money. I didn't get much in the student loan, to the point that my rent wasn't covered by the money that I was getting paid, and not to play the victim, because obviously that's paid by the taxpayer and all that sort of stuff. So I'm grateful for that, but I had to get some disposable income. Obviously, to get fat, calories got to come in, pizza costs money, snake
There
bite,
you
all that
go.
sort of good stuff.
Circle of life.
Yeah, so I laid my body on the line in the sake of, the future of medicine,
Right.
So I'd go to, it was a place in Leeds, and it was real, real weird. I did like clinical trials, so medicines and, drugs would be tested on me, literally like a guinea pig,
At that point, you were a pig.
I was a pig, yeah. There was actually
Sit down, you pig.
yeah, there was actually
Spit on
one.
your face as you walk in.
There was one study that I couldn't get on because my BMI was too high.
Too bumper.
Too bumper, yeah.
Right.
More than whatever it
Bumper
was. So
mass
yeah,
index.
I've got some horror stories from there. It was like this clinic, a single bed, which is like a hospital ward. And you'd wake up, they'd bang the lights on, these industrial lights above your head, 6 a.m. There was one time where I got blindfolded because
jeez.
yeah, seriously, it was like you're getting led to the what do you call it in the army where you get shot?
Execution.
No, what's that called?
Court martial.
Court martial. It was like
Yeah,
getting led to
good
court
work,
martial.
Kirk.
Literally, and they had blindfolded. They were holding my hands like this. Seriously.
Dropping your pants.
Seriously. Yeah.
Is this a
Just
real
gonna feel
hospital?
a slight pinch, yeah. No, because you could the difference
The doctor will see you
between
now. Sorry.
good lord, the difference between the placebo, because half the people put on the placebo, half the people put on the study drug, so you don't know what it is. So
Yeah.
let's keep it honest, essentially. So I was blindfolded and I got led down these stairs and they injected this thing into I don't know what it is. It could have been the study drug, could have been the placebo. I don't know. But you get led down these stairs and they inject a drug, could have, I don't know, into my stomach. And then I walked upstairs and thought, wow.
Into your stomach.
Yeah, like into just
abdominal.
like next to you, but yeah,
Right.
abdominal
Were you
region.
blindfolded still?
Yeah, I was blindfolded
Did they
because
tell you we're going to be injecting you?
Gonna
Or did
feel a
just
yeah,
small
they cut me.
pricks,
Yeah. If you didn't feel like a prick already, you're gonna feel like one now. Yeah. So yeah, I did loads. I've done one for schizophrenia, for Crohn's disease, for rheumatoid arthritis. So
I mean,
just
you don't have any of those, do you?
don't have any
This
of
just
them.
worked.
I
Yeah.
assume they worked.
But then they have to give you it and then treat it, right?
No, they
So I
don't
swear
give you
they-
schizophrenia. No.
I'm saying if there was any thing they wanted to cure, because I swear I saw something like a documentary, or it was on YouTube or something about. There was this huge case where they gave people this disease, and actually
I guess it's
That
more
would
they
explain
they
it
want to
more, but-
test that it doesn't have
Yeah.
any negative side effects, and
Exactly,
then
yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
they'll
And it's like
test it
how
on
it's
actual-
absorbed by. How it's absorbed by the body. Like, so they take blood every 15 minutes and then half an hour and then.
Have you had
an
any
hour to-
ever had any weird effects that you've noticed from any of them?
No,
you generally just felt fine?
I've felt fine in all of them. There have been people that have reported. Oh, Jesse, sorry, there's a dog down here. Out of shot. There've been people that have reported side effects on studies that I'm on, or that I've been on.
like what?
Constipation was one.
Oh, that's not like.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it's not
no,
too
my
bad.
ears
no
are
problem.
bleeding.
Grown an extra,
The
extra
opposite.
head.
Yeah, the
no,
opposite.
no.
You wish you were
Or
like
like,
there's
I've got an extra, like, grew 3 inches.
Yeah, God, I wish. No, but for me, Dan, like, I was there, 18, 19, 20 years old, we're trying to get a bit of pocket money for beers or whatever. But there were, like, grown men in there. And I remember there was this one guy next to me, real nice guy. They have, like, TVs on, so you're watching the football. I actually remember watching, I feel like I keep going back to football here, which you guys just seem dead behind the eyes when I talk about it. But I watched the...
I live that FIFA life, bro.
I watched the second leg of the Tottenham Ajax game, the semi-final of the Champions League. So, I remember sending Jared this real emotional message, like, enjoy the night. Like, I can't tell you where I am, because I wanted to keep it under wraps. But this guy next to me was FaceTiming his daughter saying, like, hi, Princess, you being a good girl for Mummy? And I thought, God, go home to your family. Like, get a job. Like, I'm here just because I'm a penniless bum, but you should be, at this point in life, not far be it from me to judge, but...
Finding something that
extra
may be a
pocket
bit
money.
more stable, perhaps.
Yeah, because you can only do one every few months, because you need to have, like, a
Oh, maybe
period.
he has got a
Didn't-
job. He's
didn't
just
you-
like got a free weekend.
Didn't you do
I was there
a
for more than a weekend.
Oh, really?
didn't you do one 5-day one?
Oh.
And then leave. And then
Yeah.
you went back for a checkup, didn't you?
It was two 5-day stints, yeah. And I went back for what I thought was a checkup, so I didn't have any bags. I just had the clothes on my back. I had a phone charger, luckily, because I was doing my train tickets on my phone. My phone would just die like that on 20%, 40%, whatever, would just die. So I had a phone charger to make sure that when the ticket man came, I could show him the ticket on the phone.
Yeah.
So I had that, luckily, and a pair of headphones for the train, and that was it. And I went there and I thought, right, and everyone had their bags, like suitcases with them, big bag. I thought, God, why everyone's travelling pretty heavy just to come in, piss into a cup and go again. And they're like, right, show you up to your ward. And I thought, oh God, it's a bit weird. Normally you don't go up to the bedroom. Everyone starts unpacking their stuff. I'm thinking, I'm like, what's going on here? And then it turns out that there was another 5-day...
Oh, snap. And, then you
and I didn't
accepted
know.
it.
I didn't know about it. Obviously, I'd misread the dates or something. Fucking knucklehead, yeah, idiot. So I had to stay for 5 days in the same clothes, no toothbrush. They did give me one. But yeah, so dumb. And I didn't tell anyone. And that was when the football happened. And I was like, off grid. I didn't want to go online on Facebook. I didn't reply
Yeah.
to any of his messages because I thought if anyone asks where I am, this is a real tough sell. Because I didn't like to tell people.
Obviously,
I was
you
doing
can't
it anyway.
back out.
No, because I needed the money. Like I had to.
They
I've
pay
done
well?
2/3 of it. Yeah, no, they'd pay like between 2, 3, 4,000. Like depends on
Man,
how
for a
long we
week,
stayed.
Hanging out.
Yeah,
Chilling on the bed.
yeah, it was good.
Right, can you sit a little bit forward for me? I'm just thinking about this camera.
Yeah,
Yeah, shall I
You
twist?
get me out of shot.
I don't want to bump you.
Yeah,
Look at that. That looks so
That's
much.
better, yeah.
Aw,
Sorry.
So-
brothers.
Aaron, you are a teacher.
I am a
What is-
teacher.
What is it like filling our country's young minds with knowledge?
That's not really my job. I just get them running. But no, I love it. I absolutely love it. I've wanted to do that for years. My dad was a PE teacher before he was a policeman, and my PE teacher at school was quite inspirational to me. And but it's hard though because there are some people that just hate moving,
Yes.
actually physically moving,
Yes.
which is
Unless it's like that.
they love badminton because it's indoors and it's social. As soon as you go outdoors, you lose them.
Yeah.
Do you feel that there's any truth in those who can't teach gym?
Yeah, a bit School of Rock.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah, it is.
So-
That's true then.
So you are a PE teacher?
Yes.
Right. Sick.
So, yeah. How do you deal with...
Go on,
Do
say
you,
it.
do you get a lot of rude children?
Yeah, of course you do.
How do you... I don't know. How do you deal with that?
I
The
think
old-
that
Do you,
I've
backhand?
do you learn to
No.
not take it personally? Or
yeah,
does it really wind you up?
You are an actor.
I feel
Essentially.
like you'd be quite desensitized to a lot of just emotion when you're a PE teacher because you just getting bombarded with kids, like 30 kids every year.
I find that at the school I work at, thankfully, the relationships I have are quite good.
I went to like some mad public school, so
So where
a lot of aggression.
the school I work at is in a reasonably it's not the nicest area, but it's
No,
not.
but it's like
It's not.
It's in the rural East Anglia countryside. It's
Yeah.
not like some
Yeah.
nasty.
The
place
highest
in the city.
arguments are, oh, you put milk in my green tea. Oh.
Oh, I wish we had those luxury problems, God. But no, I think if you try and get on with them as best you can, when then you ask them to do something, they're more likely to do it. If they don't like you as a person, they just will not do it.
No.
And that when I was at school, it was unheard of that you would refuse.
Yeah.
I would say, can you go and sit there, please? No.
Yeah.
I'm asking nicely, please can you sit there? Nah.
It's a real sign of the times.
What do you do then? Is it?
Well, then we have
is it hard to discipline them well enough?
But then some of them aren't. You got detention. No, I haven't.
That would blow my mind because I used to have our headmaster at the time. Like he was a very just big person, like huge presence. He was old school headmaster. Like you see him walking down the hallway, everyone's quiet, everyone's standing up. Like there was no.
See, there's no fear anymore. We had a guy called. Can you remember Baddock?
He
was this 6'6", old school, like Mr. Trunchbull style guy, and we had our ties. We had the golden bars, and he used to be like 5 gold bars, Bert. And he used to scream. And if you saw him down the corridor, because you get sent out and you stood outside, and if you saw him, oh shit, it's Baddock, and you know you were getting the hairdryer. I think
that's a sign of the times, though.
Hairdryer.
Yeah, that's, if you put a hairdryer on your face, it blows hot air.
Oh, right.
So imagine someone screaming at you so much that you're getting
all these terms.
You can't scream at kids anymore, though, because not that I really want to go around screaming at kids.
My headmaster, he wouldn't scream, but he had such a deep voice.
Yeah.
He's like, oh shit.
I think the power's all in the kids' hands now. If they report you, you could go for the high jump.
Yeah, I guess you have to monitor your speech all the time, don't you? If you say anything a bit off.
Yeah, and that's why I think I let loose at the weekends and say really silly things. Because Monday to Friday, I can't say anything silly. There's no bumpers, no woes, there's nothing.
Yeah.
As soon as I get to Friday at 3:30, I let loose.
I mean, really now you kind of have to be like the kid's friend rather than a teacher.
You are an actor.
Yeah.
They can never know what I'm like. I'm silly and immature all the time. If I did that in one day, I'd lose all credibility. They'd never do anything I want them to do ever again.
Yeah, I heard you saying sometimes they say or do things that are genuinely hilarious, but you can't laugh at it because you have to.
I have to say
you can't say that.
You can't speak to Murray like that. That's really
yeah.
He's not a Gaylord bum boy. You can't say things that's homophobic. Whereas really, I'm thinking,
nice for 1-0.
Yeah,
1-0. You just film me saying that to him. I can send it.
Yeah, and that's quite hard because they are funny. 15 and 16 they're funny. You can have a bit of a laugh at them, but only if they kind of respect you and where you're at.
I think some of my best teacher relationships have been teachers that are in their mid to late 20s. They have a lot of empathy with with people that are 16, 17. Actually, it was when I was sixth form, so that's 17.
Yeah, sixth form, 17.
Yeah, and it's always that relation like that. You relate to them, and they relate to you, and also you can see the passion that they bring out. I've had some really great teachers that just wanted the best for you, and then you can see that. And I think because they project that effort, you feed off it. But some people are just I don't give a shit.
I think it's really good. It's really easy to be an average teacher, and it's hard to be a good one. Because like you say, you can just rock up and just not really prepare, not really do anything. But I always try and be diligent and set everything out miles in advance. But one of my Mr. Brody, one of my favourite teachers, we were in sixth form, and he drew something to do with a chart in English, and it looked a little bit like a willy. So me and my friend Tom Wood started laughing, and he was like, "You find that funny?" Rubbed it off and drew a huge cock on the board, and was like, "There it is, get out your system." And I thought, brilliant. Yeah. That's the best thing you could have done. And then from then, we weren't silly anymore because he'd drawn a big willy. Yeah,
we had a head of year called Mr. Cook, and I think we were just being stupid in class. I think we were singing something, and then he the teacher who was teaching us got him in, and he made us all stand on the top of a desk and just sing the full song out loud, and we just felt absolutely ridiculous and then left. But I thought that was just a hilarious way of dealing with it.
You remember that, and then if you thought about singing it again, you think, I don't want to do that again because he's going to make me stand on this desk.
He's going to call you out.
He's going to call you out. You're going to have to sing.
Yeah, it was it was funny, but also embarrassing.
Because if you go, if you go route one and give it the big one, they're just not gonna. You need to find a way to make them see what they're doing is really silly, like standing on desks.
Yeah. But I think I had these teachers that clearly hate kids, hate being around children. I think that's the one job that every day you're going to be surrounded by them. So why are you doing it to yourself?
And they're living that what's the word?
Come on, dig it out.
I'm trying to think of it. My whole head is not working right now. Just it's easy for them to just come in. Again,
I know, but
going through the motions.
Miserable. You've got to enjoy.
I know, miserable.
Especially if they've been there for 25, 30 years. They're like, I don't want to go through the whole recruitment process again.
Well, no, they. I think they said on our teacher training that 3 and 5 teachers in the first 2 years just bin it off.
Yeah.
Like really?
Yeah, because they just can't do it. They can't
Probably-
deal with it.
They get with some bad school and they're like, fuck this.
Yeah, if they get a
shit.
bad score or like marking English books, you've got to read it. You've got to read all of
You gotta
it.
read the nonsense.
Yeah.
That's why he does PE.
That's why I do
no
PE.
homework.
Yeah. Well, there's a little bit of
That's clever.
like courses and stuff, but they have to read all their stories.
Yeah.
I don't care what.
I just think that you're going to have a really weird moment where a whole new crop of year 7s come through the school, and you think, oh my lord, I used to teach your mum or I used to teach your dad, and you think, God, I'm old now.
Yeah.
I've been
Scary.
doing this for like
Yeah,
15,
but I
20
think you'd
years.
be proud of that. I think you'd get.
Do you? I think that the first time that happens, you think, wow, this is my career now. I've really.
Unless that kid's a dick.
Your dad was a
Your
cunt.
your dad was a dick. You're now a dick.
Sure,
when you
yeah.
have a kid, they're going to be a dick. You've got that dick gene. Just get rid of it. Just
I
don't.
don't know. I think that's going to be that's going to hit you. That will hammer home that moment where you teach someone's son that you taught. Because that means you've been at
They
it,
have kids
clanging
when
and
they're like
banging.
16, and then you will.
Oh, that happens as well for sure. That might actually
Yeah.
not be that far away.
It won't be.
Yeah, they're like, how old's your dad? Oh, he's 25. It's like, "Damn."
Yeah,
He's
you'd
seen
be,
his
you'd
GCSEs,
be like a gran at 34.
That's a bit weird.
That's
It happens
pretty
though. 17.
Yeah, okay.
That happened to someone I went to
yeah,
sixth form with.
17, yeah, 51. Yeah.
I won't say their name. I'll keep them anonymous.
big. So grandparents in their 30s.
Yeah, so she had this girl when she was 17, and then that girl had a kid when she was 17.
Jeez.
Granny at 34.
Gilf.
Gilf.
Gilfy
I
Sigerson.
mean, like, it's kind of impressive.
Yeah.
Weird.
She wasn't impressive.
No.
No, she
Yeah, you
wasn't.
don't have what kind of career choices do you get at that point?
What, when you're a granny at 34?
I mean, there's a lot of commitment at that point.
Gilf porn star.
There.
Is the obvious one.
I wouldn't say that was the obvious
It's
one.
the obvious one.
Mazza, did
I'm just seeing your face just
yeah, I don't know where this
kind
has
of
gone.
disgusted as well.
Yeah. Didn't you apply for the RAF in some respect?
I did, yeah.
Isn't there some hilarity in that story? Talk us through it.
I don't think there's anything that funny to it. It's just I was a bit out of touch with my university course about a year and a half through, and I thought, what's the best way out? And it was just
Military.
Google. I literally googled like the night before an exam, cheap like best paying jobs.
That's
you could do.
That's desperation, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah.
I've got this exam coming tomorrow. And you're like, fuck this.
I'm not going to spend any time studying. I'm just going to Google like.
See, that is where we have a fork in the road. Because I think even if I can't do this, I'm going to make sure I can. Whereas he goes, I can't do this. What else can I do?
Yeah.
Give me this second option.
So I applied to be a pilot actually. It was a pipe dream really. Well, it's not something that I've always wanted to do. It just seemed cool at the time, and anything seemed better than on a Sunday night at 8 p.m. than studying for this exam, right?
Absolutely.
You don't have to
That's
study to be a pilot.
procrastination next level.
So I had an interview and I did okay, and the guy said, "Yep, you passed that." And then I went off to, God, I can't even mind the name of the place. It's the Cranwell.
Cranwell, that was it, yeah.
Yeah, went there, had these like psychometric tests on a computer. I was there for 2 or 3 days doing that. And then, passed them. I was thinking, hold on, what's going on here? This is all...
Hang on, I might actually have to be a pilot.
I'm just going to take the piss.
I was just trying to get out my
I passed the
exam.
exam as well, so it wasn't too bad. I was like, forget about that
That's
now.
amazing.
And then I went back went back home, went back to Cranwell and had to do... It was... I can't think of the name of it now. This was a couple of years ago, but it was like leadership tasks and a fitness test. And I did okay, and they said you wouldn't be competitive to be selected for a pilot, but I got offered air traffic controller. But I went to, gosh, it's so bad, I can't think of the name. It's somewhere in Shropshire, is like the head of it's like the big HQ for air traffic control in the Air Force. And I went there and I was just like falling asleep. They were showing us all the state of the art, like cutting edge stuff, what you'd be doing. Everyone's like, oh, it's really
Waving
cool.
the old.
And I was there thinking, I went up the big, at the tower that they have.
Like
Yeah.
a windmill thing.
Control tower?
Yeah, the control tower, not
That's it.
windmill.
Well, it's got a blade.
Nah, it wasn't that.
Oh, the satellite.
Yeah, it's like a
The
windmill.
radar, sorry.
He's nowhere. He's nowhere.
PE teacher,
And
Yeah, see,
I
there
just
you
thought,
go.
what, this is not for me. I should be really excited about it now, and I wasn't, so I didn't go. But it's something that I'd maybe. It kind of run in the family a bit. Like our cousins in the Air Force.
Our cousins.
I feel like the public sector is big with the Berts. Dad was like teacher, policeman, teaching again. He's a teacher. Got everyone's in the police or in the Air Force. Sister drives ambulances for the NHS. So yeah, it runs in the family. So maybe it's something I'll look at. But I feel like the discipline and like the regimented lifestyle.
You like the
Not
routine?
for me.
It absolutely
I
is
don't
not
like
for
it.
you.
I like to
Oh,
be
it's
able-
not for you?
No, I like to wake up.
So what's your thing now, apart from like medical guinea pig?
Okay, that's in the rearview mirrors. Thank you very much. I'm not allowed to define me.
He's keeping you honest.
Yeah.
Keeping you honest.
No, so I've got a job. I actually start a few days after today at Bernard Matthews, which is a big company in Norfolk. Probably outside of Norfolk doesn't mean much, but it's like turkeys.
Yeah, I think everyone's heard
What
of
do-
Bernard
Matthews?
Matthews Turkey.
Oh, what do they do?
Turkey farming.
Turkey farmers. Yeah.
All right.
I'm not like picking meat off the bones. It's some kind of I don't really know what it is. It's something to do with like supermarkets and shopping habits. I'll come back and do the podcast
Yeah.
again when I actually know what it is, because I haven't done my first day yet. And the guy,
That's pretty neat.
Do
How
you know
did
what the
find that?
job title is?
it's category executive, but what it involves, I really
Yeah,
not too
Executive.
sure.
Yeah,
Sounds
that's
good.
one of
It's
those-
Monday to
See,
Friday,
it's
9
a-
to 5, so it keeps me honest.
Yeah. I
yeah.
like that. And then I did freelancing for some companies, and that all their staff had executive, and I was like, just dilutes the net.
Yeah, it's like one of those. Like when I was growing up, I thought everyone would be like a butcher or a baker or a
Candlestick
policeman or a
maker.
fireman, a candlestick maker, or like something that's
Very good.
like immediately obvious to a child what you do. Teacher is one.
Yeah.
Musician, footballer, whatever. But like category executive, like what does that involve? Who does that? What is that? All this all these sort of generic jobs that are just sort of made up to give people jobs and positions. I don't really know.
What was the first job you ever wanted to do as a kid?
I actually wanted to be a policeman when I was a kid. I
Wow.
just thought it was really cool.
Yeah, I could see you as a policeman.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a PE teacher.
I
It's
always-
boring. When
Nice.
I
You
said
fulfilled your
I
dream.
said to Jared when we first went out to America, I pretty much said everything that I wanted to do, and have
Did
since
it?
then done everything, including spill Sprite on his socks.
Well, that's excellent.
That's anti-me.
That's
I don't
what we're all
spill
aiming
things. I felt like such a dick.
Yeah.
Because
Oh.
I met Jared for the
Oh,
first.
yeah,
I met
tell
Jared
that story.
for the first time, and I was like, "God, this guy's 6'6".
Wasn't
He
this
looks
on
cool.
the aeroplane?
Yeah. We had a little chat. I was like, "Oh, he's 6'6".
You met him on the
Cool.
plane?
Like, I want this guy to be like my. And my mum said as well, "Oh, he's really sporty. This guy's going
Sorry,
to be."
do you want to tell the background of where you were going and what
Yeah,
you were doing?
okay. So I'd secured a soccer ship. A scholarship.
Soccer ship.
Scholarship. Those them together. A soccer scholarship.
Nice.
Soccer
I want a soccer ship.
I think that's bumper. Right, a football soccer ship. No, I've said it again. Scholarship, right, in America.
Anybody home there again?
And,
The lights are on, but nobody's home.
the manager put me and Jared together.
Oh yeah, I forgot, Jared, you did football.
And so we
Soccer ship.
Yeah.
soccer ship.
Soccer
And
ship.
me and he put us together. We had a little bit of back and forth on Twitter or something, and we met
a
at
bit of one-upmanship.
Heathrow, I think it was. And this is the first time we've met. And Paul was there, and my dad was there. And me, a little bit of small talk. You play FIFA? Yeah, I'm really good. Me giving it the
play
big
FIFA?
and
You got to think he's like 18. They're both going to America for the first
football.
time.
for
That's
football.
pretty sick.
Yeah, and this is a
Nerve-wracking.
So you're half decent then.
well, it wasn't too bad. And
Kick the
He's
ball.
retired now.
retired
Yeah.
now, yeah. At the ripe age of 27. And I thought, God, this guy's really cool. I want this guy to be my mate. So
Yeah.
I need to kind of just... I
Bringing
need
up
to,
his ego
I
right
need to
now.
act. I need to
Jeez.
act cool. I want him on my
It sounds
side.
like you're on like a first date with him.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy, though.
Did
like,
you get him a drink?
Well,
Yeah, I didn't. Spilled it all over him.
Oh,
So anyway, you get. I didn't, but you get free drinks on the plane.
fancy drink.
exec life.
Yeah, and
I know all about it.
I had a Sprite. I can't think what Jared had, and I just bumped it straight off, and it went all over his socks.
Well, you're like,
and
fuck your socks, man.
and
Ugh.
I remember he hung his socks on the tray that you get, and I remember looking at him thinking they're not going to dry.
No
He's-
airflow.
No air. There's no airflow.
Chuck
It's
him out the
hot on
window.
that plane. And I was like, are you okay with this? And he's like, yeah, it's fine. And on the inside, I thought, it's not fine.
not.
He doesn't like me.
No.
Instantly. And we've now got 7 hours and 56 minutes sitting right next to each other. And I've already fucked it.
Yeah.
And I think he must think I'm such an idiot. Just don't knock it over.
No.
Why are you not wearing shoes? You took your shoes off on the plane.
Jared's in the background, in case you're wondering.
Yeah.
I did.
Oh, no, I was talking to the nether.
I did offer him my socks.
Yeah,
Which
Seemed
he,
weird,
which he
though.
declined. I just tried to. Yeah, I tried to do anything to salvage
athlete's
that
foot.
How much
situation.
Sprite are we talking? We're talking a whole.
I think it's
whole
like it's
hog.
those mini wee boys,
Oh,
little
the
mini
little
can.
ones.
I was
They
on the
were.
plane, but
Yeah, just
I'm
just one of the wee ones. But I just
I mean,
just
fast
Mayweathered
forward
it off the table and just
fast forward 7 years, and you're now clanging and banging. Best buds. Actually, Aaron announced,
Clanging and
if I may,
you may.
that Jared's going to be the usher at his wedding, which
Peace
is
out.
coming up.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Usher.
Usher. And I'm the best man as well, by the way. Obviously.
Very cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
It is cool.
So yeah, he's in the thick of it. Wedding prep.
Admin.
What's the Usher responsibility? Is that
I
the
don't,
one
actually-
that's
I don't really know.
Same as a category executive. Just
just
don't
there?
know.
He's
It's just something.
Yeah, it's just a face up top. I think that he's just there.
Is he the one?
I think he's meeting and greeting.
Yeah.
Oh, they're the ones. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, thanks for coming. Thanks
Yeah.
for coming. Yeah.
Yeah, he's need to put people on a poster.
Yeah.
I want him there.
The thing is, everyone's going to be looking up at him. Like,
Exactly.
Jesus. Everyone's going to get a neck ache.
That's why he's gonna make me look tiny, which is kind of.
But yeah, that all started with the Sprite socks.
Yeah.
On the soccer
Sprite
ship.
socks.
So.
And then
can't argue with that.
we weren't actually roommates. I was roommate with a guy called Mike McFarlane, Big Mike.
Yeah. Shout out.
Big Mike.
And Jared was roommates with Joey Thovanot, who will not be watching. That guy was a dick. He was a classic American douchebag, Jesus creeper masked fucking asshole. He just
Amazing.
So,
couldn't.
hold on. You were 18 years old. You did this the soccer
Soccer
ship.
ship. Say it, Eda. Say it. Yeah, I'm coining that
I had to
phrase. Soccer
think
ship.
about that. How long did you do it for? 4 years? Oh, no, 4 years.
3.5
3.5
years, but it
years.
was only in stints of 3.5 months.
Visa.
Visa. Yeah, so we went out in August, would come back in December for a month, go out in January, come back in May, and then have May to August off,
Oh, I had no idea it was structured like that.
And
I
then-
thought it was a solid year.
and then repeat. No, that was and there
Right.
was 2 semesters for a year, and then that's how
Oh,
it.
wow.
That's
It
how
was
it
just
kind of.
like, it's like a university term, just like.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
spend a few years months, come back, and then go back again.
Yeah, but I always loved coming home. I wouldn't have stayed, but I'm just kind of. Me and Jared only had 1 year, and I'm closer to him than I have been anybody that I was out there in for 3.5, 4 years with.
Did you have an idea that you wanted like a future in football? Soccer even?
With the soccer ship, it does kind of lend itself to doing that, but I never really thought I'd be good enough to play.
You thought, fuck it, let's give it a go.
Yeah, I mean, when I was younger, I was quite sporty. I represented Nelson's County for Norfolk for a number of sports, but just kind of football was the one that I was kind of best at.
Yeah.
And then tossed off my A levels completely. Didn't
I remember.
Didn't try.
I
I
hated
remember
A-levels so much.
he came back.
loved A-levels.
He came back on results day after he's done his AS levels. I'm gonna throw you under the bus here a touch.
Yeah, here it comes, number 24.
I was playing 24. I was playing FIFA or something. He goes, Mars, look. And I was like, what? He's crushed these A levels. My big brother, A's and B's, knocked out the park. He goes, no. I can spell dude with my A level results. He's like D-U-D-E. He was like, oh god.
It was worth it just for that. I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What
But
a, what a gag.
I did well in my GCSEs, like smashed them pretty, like an A and PE, just like tried really hard, then just bowled in there thinking I was gonna, and just didn't do any work outside of that classroom.
it's classic
Me and my mate
A-level.
Nev just played tennis, so now I'm alright at tennis, but I'm not. And then
I did exactly the same.
I couldn't go to a decent uni with dude.
No.
I was going nowhere fast.
But
So-
you're right, America's cooler than.
But then
everybody.
the America, they just looked at GCSEs, which mine were good, and then you had to
Yeah.
do like a test. And I kind of looked, because I didn't want to go to uni. I wanted to keep playing football. And I thought that, I mean, Muzza has a great experience with his uni football team, but I just thought at that time there's nothing really for me. So I started looking at that, and then ended up getting picked up by Slick Rick. Slick Rick Nobbets.
Yeah.
And then never really looked back. But it was the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
By an absolute mile. Like, I'd do it again in a heartbeat, for sure. It was just the best thing ever. I just wish Jared was there for longer.
Yeah.
But you're here with him now.
Yeah. But then he was toast at the end of that year. He was tapped out.
Yeah.
And if I kept him there, that would have been selfish for me. If I'd have said, no, just stay, it'll be... It's like, no, I don't. All right, cool.
Any funny stories that you shared that spring out?
What about the guy who needed air in the?
Oh God, yeah. Connor Benson. So this guy had mad diabetes, like real bad.
Real
So
bad.
evil. I'm not laughing at all. Kirk's just.
And he had the little
mad,
like
it's the
Tamagotchi
phrase.
thing on his side.
Little plug and play.
Yeah, the little plug and play Nintendo thing. And we went on a
Continual
night
blood
out. And
glucose
I don't know what
monitor.
the rule is with diabetes and drinking, but he was just tanning vodka cranberries like it was going out of fashion. And I don't know, but I thought that's a lot of sugar, Connor. You don't really We were driving on the way back, and I actually wasn't in the car, but Big Jared was. And
Big Jared.
At this point, it would have been -10 outside. So it's freezing.
Ohio.
Yeah, Ohio, really cold.
Oh, nice, I've been there.
And we're on the way back, and he is sweating profusely. Like, he's dripping. And the AC's on, all the windows are down, and he is just dripping.
Freezing cold.
Freezing cold. He's like, I need air. And this really, like, gruff American voice. This guy's pro-Trump, like, all the way. This is the kind of guy I'm working with. I need air. So he puts all the windows down, and he just hurls out the window.
Because of all the alcohol he's drank.
Yeah, he's just screaming that he needs air. I don't know what that was
Sweating when
gonna,
it's
like, how that
freezing
was gonna
cold.
help. And I remember that in my third year, a similar thing happened with German Marcus, and he threw up out the window, and he didn't tell anyone.
There's something about you guys throwing out the window.
And
It's quite-
the next day,
quite-
it froze to the side of the car, and he had to like chip it off.
Wow. Nice.
Had to wait for it to thaw out.
Hold on,
Tasty.
who threw out of that Clio you had? Was it your one?
No. Yeah.
That's
Someone
downstairs.
threw up at my one,
Something
and then I
about-
sold it the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. But,
Did you get those blocks off this morning, by the way? On eBay?
Oh yeah.
No, all gone.
Yeah.
Shrewd-
Hustling,
Yeah,
hustling
it's a
early
shrewd-
hours on a Saturday
yeah, shrewd
morning.
Saturday business.
Yeah,
We were sleeping
sweet,
on you.
Sweet £10 I've just pocketed.
Nice. And the drinks are on.
No
for-
reserve.
Absolutely.
No reserve.
No reserve.
No.
No.
Was there any funny stories from America?
What
What about
Any-
your
any-
friend's stripper story? Do you
That,
think, do you think that's?
I don't know. That didn't
it's a
happen
bit
in
explicit.
That
Hijacking
didn't happen
someone
in.
else's
story.
That didn't happen in America.
Any
He was meant to be. He was meant to be here, but he couldn't make it. But Matt, he'll be watching. So he's a boy. He's a good lad.
Shout out to Matt.
Yeah, he's a real good guy. He's Northern Irish, so he needs subtitles. Honestly, the first few things he said to me, I had absolutely no clue what he was saying. I didn't think he was speaking English. It was crazy, and I love the Northern Irish people. He actually turned me into a Protestant, got me real excited for the 12th of July and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, but a summer with Matt will do that. So
Excellent. Okay, let's hear your stories. We'll leave that to him.
yeah. God, so I'd had the week in Los Angeles with your brother. Mm-hmm. So again, that's my brother's best mate, stepbrother's brother. Completely ridiculous that I was allowed to be there. But I think what I later found out was that Greg was quite happy to have us because he'd been that guy who like was stretching a relationship way further than it should ever be stretched. Oh, that sounds horrible. Stretched. But like he'd been that kind of guy who had no money, just like traveling, trying to have a few good experiences, but just didn't have the cash to do it.
He's been there.
And he'd been there, so he sort of took us in. So if when I've got the Venice Beach penthouse, I'll be letting people come and stay.
I look forward to that.
Yeah. So we'd been there. We stayed there maybe a week. We did all the Hollywood sign, like the Walk of Fame. Went to the Comedy Store, like saw Chris D'Elia, Joe Rogan, Brian Callen. Like, it was absolutely brilliant. We were loving it. And obviously, like British lads abroad, like the Americans, like the American girls. Forgive me for speaking candidly here, boys, but they were just eating out the palms of our hand. Like, they hear the accent and they just go weak at the knees. And we're a couple of funny looking like guys. We're with this one guy, Kieran, who looked like Hugh Grant, and honestly, he was melting the mouth. Yeah. Anyway, so then the final night, we sort of say goodbye to Greg and thank him for having us. We went out for a few beers, and to thank him for having us, he paid for all of them, which is great.
Super.
So we were having a few beers, and we went back to this other guy's house. A few more beers, Ray Mears, Garden Shears, Britney Spears, the boys, the box of toys, and then we were like, right, it's the last night in here in LA. What are we doing? Me and Matt kind of like, let's go out, let's hit the town. And then they told us where to go, and then we were like, right, maybe see you there because they kind of fancied it a bit as well. We then went to this place, and as we were leaving, Greg gives us $20. I'm thinking, Greg, no, he's like, take it. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll have it then. And then we go to this place, have a few drinks. It's on this road called Abbot Kinney, which is this. You must have been there. It's super expensive. Like everything's like vegan donuts and like gourmet bollocks. It was real expensive. The drinks, matched that price scheme. And then they all came in, bailed us out. Thank God. They were getting the drinks in. We go back home, so drunk. We then wake up real early. We've got a 4-hour bus journey, a Greyhound bus, which is the weirdest
I've
thing.
been on Greyhounds.
It's so weird.
She got the megabus.
Yeah, in hindsight. Yeah, and then we had a 4-hour bus journey through the desert from LA to Vegas. Oh my Lord, it was so hot. Just hanging out your ass, feeling like 0 out of 10. But then we got to Vegas. We had this hire car because the plan was we hired a car from McCarran Airport. The plan was to drive from Vegas to Colorado Springs. We had about 4 or 5 days, maybe 3 or 4. I can't remember. Until we were flying from Vegas Airport to New York. So we were going to drive to Colorado Springs, go through like a few of the national parks, and sleep in the car basically. Terrible idea. Greg said, it's not going to work. You're not going to do it. And we were like, nah, bollocks, we'll do it. We'll be fine. And then get there, we take one look and think, we can't sleep in this.
What car was it?
It was a Hyundai Velostar. The Velociraptor. Yeah. The blank faces.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
If it was like Santa Fe, I'd be like, okay, you could probably put the seat down. And have a
Yeah.
little
No.
dip in
Well, I mean, I'll get to that. So anyway, we drive the car down the strip. We got the MGM. We got New York, the Bellagio. Caesar's Palace. And we're like, we can't leave. And we were playing. Oh, shit in my teeth. My apologies, folks. We were playing like Viva Las Vegas, like going down the strip, the bright lights. We're thinking, right, fuck Colorado Springs, we'll go there in another life. We have to stay here in Vegas. This is where we make our money. We can't leave.
So you at this point, this is the end of your travelling. You're completely broke, and you think the logical place to go, completely broke, is Las Vegas.
Well, we were going to go there anyway, but we were only going to go for a little pit stop, go see the sign, play a bit of hand of roulette, and then go again. But we saw the lights and thought, no, we can't leave. We have to stay. So we're driving up and down the strip, and then we think, right, we need somewhere to stay, because we have to stay for a few nights. But it was Labor Day weekend, so it's like the 30th of August, 1st of September, like around that sort of time.
Right,
And so we were literally going door to door to these like horrible hotel, motel, holiday inns, shout out people.
Yeah, I was going to do that.
Knocking on the door, have you got any rooms? No. Have you got any rooms? No. And then we were driving up and down. And Matt finds this place called a Howard Johnson Inn just off the strip. It looked like the kind of place you'd rent by the hour. It was, it was really, really shifty in this like little back alley, but it was cheap, right? So we go there, but it wasn't for that night. It was for the next 2 or 3 nights, however long we stayed there. And then we said, anyone can get us in? Anyone can get us in early? Any cancellations? No. So that's it. So we basically then decided we're gonna have to spend the night in the car, or walk around the streets of Vegas. So at this point, we nicknamed... Do you watch Game of Thrones?
Yes.
The season 8, there was the episode called The Long Night.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we nicknamed the first night in Vegas, because we got there midday maybe, or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We weren't going to get anywhere to sleep until we were allowed into the hotel at whatever time it was the next day. So we were thinking, we're fine. We'll just go the casino's 24 hours, seat never sleeps, we'll be absolutely fine. Guess at midnight, and obviously we were drinking the night before with your brother, and then we were thinking, God, I could really use some sleep. So we go back to the hotel reception. Is anyone not turned up? Any cancellations? No, still nothing. They're at capacity. Labor Day weekend, no chance. So then we look at each other and we think, right, let's have a little nap here. So in the hotel reception, we both fall asleep. Gets to 3 a.m. and the woman says, look, you're going to have to go. You can't just sleep here. So then the car's parked up. The Velostar's parked up in the Howard Johnson car park. We go and we're sleeping in there, but it's like it's the desert. It's still so hot. I'd been sleeping with Matt all summer. Oh, not in that way. And, I know he's a snorer. So not only am I sleeping in a fucking car, not only is it in the middle of the desert, but also the guy next to me snores. So it was a straight up foot race to get to sleep first. Yeah. And because it was like 3 or 4 in the morning now, Vegas is 8 hours behind. My mates were then starting to wake up for the next day, and I was telling them the story. And then lo and behold, next to me, and I'm thinking, well, I fucked it here. Like, I'm in big trouble because he's asleep. I'm not going to get to sleep. And it was so hot, we were opening the doors, trying to get... There was one time we turned the engine on to get the AC on, then both fell asleep and woke up and like, the battery's going to die. Woke up, the door's wide open, we're trying to get some air. We woke up at like 7 in the morning, went to this 24-hour breakfast place, and we still couldn't get in. We then watched the North London Derby, still couldn't get in, and then we went back to the Howard Johnson at about midday, and then they let us in, I think, around 1 or 2. We were then checking in, and it turns out they said the only room that we've got is a smoking room. So we then go to the room and it smells like a pub in England in 2002. I've actually got a picture of Matt having like a cigarette in bed, like using the sheets as an ashtray, because when in Rome. But yeah, that was a long night. That was Vegas, and then we stayed there for 3 or 4 nights. Lost it all, just the roulette wheel. Like I was seeing it in my sleep. I closed my eyes and see the ball spinning. But no, that was embarrassingly. That was probably the most fun that we had. We saw. I went to the nation's capital in DC, Los Angeles, the Wild Wild West, New York, whatever. And I still think if I could go back to one place, it'd be Vegas.
Oh, really? I've still not. I've spent about a month in LA, just like I was working out there, but I didn't do Vegas. Actually, I was 20 at the time, so I don't think I would. I probably wouldn't have got away with anything.
In that hire car as well, just quickly, we went to the Grand Canyon, which was crazy. It was about a 4-hour drive there, and then another 4 hours back. But you went there, and it was like eyes didn't work. It looked like a green screen. It was so weird. You just step around this. You didn't think, you had no clue that it would be there. You step around this corner and you think, oh my lord. And it was just like, it went on for miles and miles and miles. But yeah, it was really cool. But we were trying to get a few good pictures there actually, and like you sit on the edge and like the wind's blowing, the way the wind was blowing.
When the wind was blowing.
Sorry, that's an inside joke. And then I thought people will die here trying to get a good like Instagram picture for sure. People will die here. So then we left.
All right.
Good. How are we doing for time?
I think we're doing well.
What time is it?
Over an hour.
Okay. Shall we wrap it up?
Yeah, I guess we'll have to.
Thanks,
Mate, what an
thanks for
adventure.
coming on, boys.
Yeah,
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having us, chaps.
Yeah, our first foursome. It was a hoot.
not the last, hopefully.
No, hopefully not. And yeah, signing out.
Right.
Farewell.
Cheers, folks. Cheers for having us.
Very nice, very nice.
Pleasure. We'll be back.
We shall be back. I'll be back.
Hoorah.
Hear more about that soccer ship.